Welcome to 80s TV Ladies Season 3 Sneak Peek with your hosts, Sharon Johnson and Susan Lambert-Haddam.
Hello, I'm Susan.
And I'm Sharon. Listeners, hope your summer has been amazing. My summer has been fun and busy and, just really overall really great. I got to do some traveling, got to see some friends from college while I was doing some traveling. I love summer. I love the long days. So summer works for me. So Susan, how was your summer?
My summer was also pretty great. It's been a little exhausting because I'm doing several projects, of course. Even though we took a summer hiatus for the podcast, there still was a lot of work to do and catch up on a lot of things. And I'm been submitting my projects and myself for whatever is next. Hopefully some paying work.
Time to get paid.
I've really been enjoying this summer. Was really fun because I've been working on this indie television pilot called Famous Lake Park. It has been so much fun. I got to go to New York for recording the voice actors, directing the voice actors, and they're shooting in New York, and they keep sending me this amazing footage. And puppetry is amazing. Pretty amazing. So it will be screening in New York on November 30th at a place called Culture Lab in Brooklyn or Queens, somewhere like that.
Somewhere cool.
Somewhere very cool. And I'm really excited. I hope we can get it finished in time.
We have faith. You will.
Yeah. And I got to do a little bit of traveling, but mostly we stayed home and hung out. And Melissa, how was your summer?
Oh, don't ask. All right. It was good. It was great. Great.
Great. You say through gritted teeth.
Great.
But I don't know. Kind of feels like the end of this summer, the last month, has been filled with a new feeling I haven't felt in a long while, Sharon. An excitement, a tingling up the spine, a lightness. Ah, yes, hope is what I believe it's called.
And dare I say it, joy?
Joy.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
We have a female presidential candidate
It's
officially running for the office of president. We have an amazing, joyful, cool guy that I didn't really know much about, except for that picture with all the kids hugging him because he gave them free school lunch. So Harris Walls, let's go.
Yeah,
that has been a very unexpected detour of the summer.
Yes. Very unexpected.
To something
People want it.
called the Hope Zone.
Yeah, people are excited about it. There's no doubt about it. Some people are.
And hopefully this train will stay on that hope track and take us all the way to the land of joy.
All aboard! Woo, woo. Oh my God. All right. But we got to move on and tell you what this sneak peek is all about. First, we have some thank yous. We have to thank some of our top Patreon supporters who have been with us, some from almost the very beginning, since we first launched Patreon. Thank you all so much. We want to especially thank the following patrons.
Thank you, Shari.
Shari like Starry.
Sorry about that.
We love Shari like Starry.
We do. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Kate. And thank you, Anne. We really, really, really appreciate your support, more than we can say.
And we have more patrons now than that. And I welcome all of our new patrons. You can now try Patreon for free. Our patrons, so you can access all that stuff that we have, all the episodes, ad-free, and the special content. We just dropped one like a few weeks ago that was about Melissa and I on the red carpet for the Writers Guild Award. Super fun.
Big fun.
And then I got to basically take Sharon through our story of that day because she wasn't there. So it was a super fun little episode that we put out only for Patreon right now. So if you're thinking of trying it out, try the free trial and then turn it into. I think.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Don't
to
ask me the
question.
hard questions.
Okay, try the free trial at patreon.com.
At Patreon, it's enough time. What's good? Like some free trials are like 7 days, and you're like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
And so it's more than that.
Okay.
So you have time to to try it, forget about it, and then go, wait, I got to go listen to that again.
A free trial, right?
And then go, God, I'm really liking this. You know what? I can throw these poor ladies a few bucks to help make this cool podcast. It really does. If you want to support us, it helps us immensely produce this podcast. Advertising only pays for a very small portion of the costs of producing this podcast. And by small portion, I mean about
minuscule.
a coffee a month.
Yeah, minuscule. You know, it really has to be said out there that you, Susan, are footing the bill for this and doing it out of love. Full stop. I have to say.
Yes. 134 West.
Whether you're
yes.
going to drop it, you know, into the show, but it's you. You know, you've been footing the bill out of love, and we are enjoying the gravy train. So it would be nice, at least for you to make your money back.
That
I would
would
like
be
that
nice.
for you. Yes, I would like it that you would break even on the 80s TV ladies.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I think it's coming. We're heading in the right direction.
I feel it too.
Yeah.
We're on the freeway of love here.
And I'm, again, now this may change, but one of the things is I used to work on big projects, studio level projects, and I used to work in marketing, in which you get paid a living wage, and more so sometimes, and as a high level consultant. And at a certain point, I'm like, I'm just going to be tucking this money away and use it for good. And good being producing cool content that I love, that I think should be out there. That includes this podcast, but also a lot of my theater and the Tie the Pie guy and things like that. So that's been my joy, to produce things I'm really proud of. And sometimes that means creating it from the ground up and paying for it in the hopes that it will pay off. And sometimes I have broken even.
Good.
Sometimes I've made like $20.
20 bucks is 20 bucks.
$20 profit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
We started to come close with Tie the Pie Guy to going into profit and being able to turn the show back on. And then Amazon changed their algorithm, and we all the creators that were on Amazon
blankety blank.
Anyway, but I believe in the show. I'm so grateful that you guys have come on board, because you're not being paid.
But it's really fun.
So I appreciate you guys, and I am very proud to be doing this show.
As am I. It was such an unexpected gift as I transitioned from my work life into my post-work life. So can't thank you enough for taking me along on this ride.
It's just a joy fest. I can't believe we're heading into season 3. Excuse me, I'm getting all choked up. We dropped our first episode July 16th, 2022. Did I get that right? Or July 19th? I should have looked this up.
Somewhere in July.
I am so grateful to the listeners, to our fans, our supporters, even those, we hear from people that aren't on our Patreon. We hear from fans, and I am so grateful that the people are like, hey, I love this episode. I love this guest. Bring this guest back on. Hey, have you thought about this show? They'll answer questions that we ask on the show, like really seriously, when we go, hey, I wonder why women didn't get to do this, or something. They'll be like, well, here's my theory. And also, hey, I wonder why the show did this. And they're like, well, I'll tell you. And they give me the, 3 articles from 1982 that tells us exactly why. But I'm also grateful for our whole team: Sharon, Melissa, Kevin, Sergio, Megan, Sarita. And we have a new helper, Sailor, and she is awesome.
Yay, Sailor. Yeah. Really great.
She's a friend of your friend, or a daughter of a friend.
Friend of a friend, yeah. That came to Los Angeles looking to get into this crazy business of show. And she's so awesome. She's so great.
She's pretty awesome. Yeah. So she's really been helping us out. So shout out to Sailor, and also to those who helped us launch our first year: Sullivan and Sean from Concept Lab, and Lynn from Green Galactic PR. I joked once that somebody thought we had a whole PR team. We did have PR to launch, and I called in a favor from my friend Lynn, and it helped us launch very nicely. Anyway, we're talking about season 3 and what's going to come. What's going to happen, Sharon? The joyful thing is we make plans, and often we're able to execute those plans. But I really love it when we get excited and surprised by things that come to us.
We had a number of surprises in season 2.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Melissa's coming in hot.
Sorry, Kevin.
We've been down a little while. This is the first time back.
Yeah.
We still don't know
We're
where
stumbling.
to be on the mics. We used to do a podcast. I vaguely
a few
remember.
weeks and we're toast.
Oh gosh, yeah. So one of the great things about, I think, the structure of the podcast is it really does allow us to kind of pivot when something happens and we go, oh, we should do that. And so far it's all worked out really well.
It has.
Yeah.
And so I'm so excited about it. So let's give our listeners a little few tweaks and thinks and peaks and queeks of what we're doing.
A taste.
A taste of the season 3. We definitely love talking to stunt women. And so we're going to have more stunt women, more Star Trek ladies, more director ladies, more authors, because I love that part. That's really fun for me.
Yeah. And it's really great that there are so many, in terms of authors, that there is a lot of work being done out there about television and television history by a lot of really cool women. And we've been lucky enough to have some of them on, and we look forward to having more of them on as well.
Now there's some special guests we can't announce
We
yet.
can't.
No, we
No.
Who are they? oh,
You know,
okay.
Melissa. Melissa knows.
I know everything.
But stay tuned,
But
listeners.
stay tuned.
Yes,
I
stay
think we'll
tuned.
announce it soon. We'll announce it. We'll announce it soon. Okay, but let's get to the shows.
Yes.
Right.
So overall, we do have shows that we've determined that we are going to be covering this year. Some were suggested by listeners who contacted us through the website, 80stvladies.com. Some were suggested by fans of YouTube or on Facebook. And some are just ones who are like, well, we really need to talk about that show because we want to. So first up we have, Susan.
First up, we have Mamas Family, a show that, again, I had sort of forgotten about and realized I watched a lot of, but also didn't realize that it ran for so long. Mamas Family starred Vickie Lawrence as Mama, a character created for the Burnett Show, along with Dorothy+lyman, Ken Berry, Beverly Archer, Carol Burnett, Harvey Korman, Rue McClanahan, I'd forgotten she was in the show, Karen Argood, who played the daughter, and Eric+brown, who played the young son. And we got to interview him, and he's delightful and has some great stories about working with the ladies of the 80s. So I highly recommend that interview. He's a super cool guy, and we talked to him about things he's doing now and his time as basically a child actor in the 80s. So look for that one.
So another show that we have gotten many, many, many requests, suggestions for. We're going to do it this year. And that's The Golden Girls.
Yay.
Thank you for being a
I
friend.
want to thank you.
Not that I needed one, but gives me an excuse to go back and start watching lots and lots of episodes.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I am really excited about that one. And then also our last, so we picked 3 that we cover. We used to pick 4 or 5, and then we realized we have to pick fewer because we get surprises. So our last one was tough because I was like, do we mix up dramas and comedies, all this stuff? I mean, I think this was the big one that I wasn't sure about.
Yeah. It's always nice to have a mixture of genres, but still, I mean, the first season, they were all 1 hour, quote unquote, dramas. So why not this year, this season, have all comedies?
All comedies. So the comedy that we picked that I cannot wait to cover is The Facts of Life.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I already started watching the pilot. It blew my mind. I had forgotten so much about that show, and particularly the early part of that show, which has a very different cast.
Yes, they had a big cast when they started.
They did. They had a big cast that included one young Molly Ringwald. I had totally no idea she was in Facts of Life in the early days.
I have to admit, I was not a person who watched Facts of Life when it originally aired. Of course, I was aware of it because, it was on TV and I wanted to know
But you
all
didn't
about
like
it.
shows about kids.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I have actually started watching that, and it's not the show that it came to be, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But like you, I'm so surprised from where it started, and really glad that that was at a time which doesn't seemed to still be kind of the thing in TV, that it had a chance, that somebody at the network saw enough of it to realize that this really could be something and gave it some time to find itself. And I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
That was my jam. Facts of Life.
Facts of Life.
Oh, yes.
I watched it a lot. I liked it a lot. It wouldn't be in my top 5, but it was in my top 20 for sure. For sure. And I've forgotten about Molly Ringwald. And I had totally forgotten it was a spinoff of Different Strokes.
For some reason that I remembered about the Different Strokes. I didn't really watch Different Strokes either, but that's another story. But again, I was aware of all these shows.
What you talking about? No, I kind of forgot it was too, but they really play it up that it's
in the beginning.
Yeah. They bring them,
and then they never really
they don't go back
after first season. I don't remember them ever talking about it. Anyway, I can't wait. So many women that I'm super curious about. I'm hoping we can get on the show. So if anybody knows anybody in that cast, feel free to have them reach out to us.
Yes, everybody sent us your white light of luck.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to get the cast on.
We're going to try. Fingers crossed.
They're so great. It'd be so great. Yeah.
And we're trying for all the cast.
Of course.
Members. And we'll see. We're going to, again, swing for the fences.
Of course.
But we have some really exciting guests. For Mama's Family, we also have an amazing guest. Should we tell them? Yeah, we got to tell them.
Yes.
A sneak peek.
Yeah. She's a great guest.
Dorothy+lyman. We will be talking to Dorothy+lyman, actress from Mama's Family.
All My Children, 2-time Emmy winner for her work on All My Children.
Which is how she got the job. I mean, she's a great story.
Yeah.
It's great stories. And really quite an amazing, accomplished actress and director, and a wonderful interview. And I can't wait to share it with you guys.
And don't you just love sharing all these fantastic stories of these amazing ladies?
Oh, yeah. That's been the unexpected joy of the podcast. Just not just being able to share it, but learning it for myself as well. Lots of stories and lots of women that I did not know about and their contributions to television back in the 80s.
Exactly. I'm so curious about where these women came from, what made the 80s ladies shows stand out for me, but also, we're starting to see recurring themes in the people who made them, of resilience, of being forged by some of the social, cultural, and political stuff of the 60s and 70s. And really, I'm thinking of the stunt woman in particular. It's like, okay, are you just super tough or are you crazy? and in some of that,
bit of both.
A little bit of both for all of these women that were pushing forward into these places where there weren't that many women.
No.
And Dorothy+lyman's story is pretty incredible. And then there's also, I think, consistent themes of being pushed back on. Once these women reach what should be, they have proven themselves, sometime in the mid to late 80s, even early into the early 90s, and they should be at the pinnacle of their career. And then sometimes they stop getting work.
Yep.
And they have to shift. And that's absolutely stunning. And
it's terrible.
A thing we need to stop from happening as we
just
move
also
forward.
Talk about it too, right? Because if you don't talk about what happened.
Yeah. It's like, when we talk
you lose that thread of the story and it's gone.
The thread of the story is that, again, at a certain point, these women were dismissed.
Summarily.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And you see it both in features and in television. And it's tough.
And as much as I'd like to be able to say that we're past that, we are not. It continues to happen to women to this day. There's a different standard for probably more in features. I think in television, women have made more strides, but still, there is still this barrier. A woman makes a movie that's successful and then sits at home or is waiting for the phone to ring and nobody calls, and a man doing basically the same thing. Suddenly he's the toast of the town, and here money thrown at him to make this and that and that still happens way too often.
Yeah, it was astonishing watching these young directors come up in my time, and then they wouldn't get it. They would do these amazing features, and then they wouldn't get a second feature. Take 10 years. Whereas, again, Oh, sure. You did a feature. It was pretty good. Let's give you the next Star Wars.
Exactly.
The next Jurassic Park. Whatever. It's fine. Of course you can handle that.
Right.
So yeah, I'm loving these stories. It's interesting now that we have sort of collected a body of these stories, how these themes are coming up. I'm really interested to see how season 3 continues that. Golden Girls is going to be really interesting because we don't have a cast, unfortunately.
I know.
But we will bring Stan Zimmerman back.
Mm-hmm.
We will try to get some important people on that show or talking about that show. I'm really excited to cover it. Again, I've started kind of looking at that show, and it's so much fun. You forget how fun it is. But it also has so many interesting things. The women who live together in order to save money after their partners have left or died. We're all going to be roommates in your house because we'll help with your mortgage. And the perception is they're so old, right? They're in their golden years, but they're 50.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. That is, I hate to say it, as a woman of a certain age, we are old ladies now, all of a sudden.
You stop that.
Okay.
I'm
All
50
right, thanks.
and I can kick and I can punch.
Yeah. Until I fall over. Ow. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. What else can we tell them about season 3?
Well, we hope to have more surprises, more director ladies,
Star Trek ladies.
and
Star Trek ladies.
Who
We're
knows
excited
what
about
else?
the Star Trek ladies
Yeah.
on board. Yeah.
We did not
Hopefully.
expect to be talking to Glenn Gordon Karen this last season. That happened.
Yeah, that happened.
We did not expect to get a chance to meet Stan Zimmerman, who was a writer for the first couple of years in The Golden Girls. And we met him because of a new project, 80s TV ladies themed project that he had done for Lifetime. So that happened.
Oh, right. A Divas Christmas.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So who knows?
Yeah.
We're hoping
The future is bright.
yeah, whatever happens, it's all been so amazing so far. It really has. And I'm sure that whatever happens will be as amazing in its own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're chasing down guests. I think I'm excited, Sharon, to explore these shows with you guys and the 90s TV babies.
Yes.
I don't know what's going to happen with Mama's Family.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. Like what?
I think they might lose their mind.
Yeah, their heads are gonna explode. It'll be fantastic.
They're like, wait, this was on television?
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be great.
I don't understand.
Well, it does
It's okay, neither did we at the time.
It does beg the question, too, that we'll need to answer for ourselves. Do we start them with where it actually started? Or do we just let the show stand for itself?
Oh,
right. If they don't know the Carol Burnett show, is what you're saying?
Yeah, which they probably don't.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So
Interesting.
Maybe make that extra credit if you're interested.
that may be extra credit.
You know?
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to share these shows. Here's my assumption, which
never good.
Never good
never
idea.
Works out.
It never works out. But they're going to have heard of Golden Girls and probably seen some of it.
Oh, okay.
They're going to never have heard of Mama's Family.
No. Nor Facts of Life.
Nor Facts of Life.
I disagree.
Sharon
You disagree.
believe,
I think they're going to know Facts of Life. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they're know of it, maybe not seen a lot of it, perhaps. But it's one of those shows that has been in reruns for years and years and years. It may have been on Nickelodeon at some point where a lot of kids watch TV.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah. So they will, that's my prediction about what they will know about these shows. I think some of them will know the Carol Burnett show, but not all of them, which will be something.
Well, because maybe she's been there. They're watchers of American Masters or something.
Well, I think like I Love Lucy, those are classic shows that also got rerun
a lot,
okay. Even into the 90s and probably 2000, and then kind of started to disappear. It's been very interesting to know what's streaming or not streaming. We were talking about this. We were on an episode of Advanced TV History with Cynthia Bemis Abrams, who also covers all decades of television history. And we were talking about the shows that are not going to streaming and either were never put on DVD or those DVDs are now kind of disappearing, right? They're going to be sold out. Shout Factory for a long time was picking up a lot of classic shows and making sure they made it to DVD. And they were doing a pretty wonderful job, I thought, of transferring them to DVD. And they're basically doing sellouts of a lot of those 70s and 80s shows.
It also always comes back to rights. Who owns the rights for
and the music.
Streaming? And the music in particular has been problematic for a number of shows to become.
That's why we don't know Murphy Brown, right?
No. I mean, I don't know what the Murphy Brown situation is, but China Beach is certainly one of them. China Beach is problematic.
China Beach was a jam.
Wonder Years was. Homicide Life on the Streets, which just was released for streaming.
Melissa Summers getting worse.
That music held up that. I mean, music held up Moonlighting to a certain extent too.
Bigly.
Yeah. So I'm sure there are many other shows that are in the same category because of the music rights, because nobody knew to lock up music rights for something like streaming back then.
So anyway, we loved being on Advanced TV History with Cynthia Bemis Abrams, who is we've been friends with. We're friends with her.
Yeah.
She's our friend.
Yeah, our friend in archiving female history in media. Amen. Yeah. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
No, it's true. I
really am feeling it. You got to listen to the ladies on Cynthia's podcast. It was just, I'm sorry, I don't remember the episode, but it was a really great episode. I was really proud of y'all.
Oh, you were talking about us. I thought there was another episode you were talking about.
No,
because I like her.
Yeah. I like Cynthia's podcast a lot. I listen to Advanced TV History. There's no doubt about it. But I loved your episode when you guys were on.
It was so much fun. It really was great to talk to her and get a chance to.
It was really great. Yeah. And thank you for reminding me that she sent a lovely
chocolates.
I had not
package.
Forgot.
I know Sharon had not. She's like, I've been wondering. It's not sitting here on the table.
I figured this was, post podcast. The last thing we need is to be, hopped up on sugar as we're doing this.
We're going to have so much fun breaking into this giant box of chocolate. It's like mousse chocolate from Minnesota. I don't know. It's amazing. It looks amazing. I have not touched it, because I wanted to pull out and look at all the stuff, but then I was like, somebody in my family is going to then find this. It was open. So it is untouched.
I'm excited.
And it's on top of the refrigerator, so Bowie, our dog, cannot get to it.
Oh. But I know the secret candy zone at the Lambert-Haddam house. I visit it often. Usually every time I walk in the back door. Oh, what's candy here? Oh, let's see.
Melissa is our sitcom guest.
I'm coming in the back door. Hey, where's the candy?
And it's always right when we're going, who can we get that's crazy enough to do this thing with us?
Hello.
Hey. All right, well, we better get to that chocolate.
Yes, we must.
But before we do, we should do a little audiography.
Absolutely.
For our season 3 sneak peek, just so you guys are ready to go.
Sounds good. For today's audiography, Women in Podcasting Awards. We are nominated in the Women in Podcasting Awards in entertainment. And if you would be so inclined, we'd appreciate it if you would go to their website and give us a vote. We would really, really appreciate it.
So you go to womenpodcasters.com/vote and you can enter your name and email and you can vote for us. There's lots of categories. So you're looking for the entertainment category. You can vote in the other categories. We have some friends there. SoCal Voices, Grits with a Side of Murder. And there's a couple others that are in there that we know and love. I actually went through and looked at everyone's podcast, which I don't always do when I'm voting for other podcasts, but I wanted to give women in podcasting a little boost. And so it was I really enjoyed going through that. But there's a lot of categories. So you could just vote for us. You should vote for some others. Just, throw some names out there.
But if nothing else, just go vote for us.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much. And I would like to shout out the book, Mary and Lou and Rhoda and Ted, and all the brilliant minds who made the Mary Tyler Moore Show a classic. It's by Jennifer Keishan Armstrong, who also happens to be the author of When Women Invented Television, and who also happens to be our first guest for season 3.
For season 3, yeah, she was excellent conversation.
So excited. Yeah, she's so smart.
Again, we would love for you to become a Patreon member for us at patreon.com/80stvladies. Some of the things that you'll find there. First of all, Melissa's Spotify music list will be dropping in September.
Woo! There's 3 of them. And it's going to be
3 of them, yes.
Yeah.
And they're really fun. They're really, really cool. So
80s TV ladies themed.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
We'll also get to find the SMK behind the scenes of the 40th reunion last October that I did not get to go to.
But I did.
And I did too.
Sharon
It's
did.
great.
Yeah. So
Here in LA. It was
yes.
fun.
So we'll have a little special on that. We just dropped the Writers Guild Awards special. These are exclusive to Patreon. We're going to do more watch-alongs, which we did on Patreon. It was so much fun. So we are going to definitely do more of that in the coming year.
The one we did last year was the Ladies of the 80s, Divas Christmas movie that we mentioned before. And oh my gosh, that was so much fun to watch along with all you guys.
It was super fun.
Yeah.
It was more fun than I thought it was going to be. And I was like, oh, this will be fun. But it was like delightful. So
Totally delightful.
yeah. And my sister was like, it made it so fun to watch that. So I was like, oh, great. We'll do that again. And tell us, if you're a Patreon, you can also reach out to us and say, hey, here's what I'd like. You, of course, get ad-free episodes, which is lovely if you don't want to skip those ads or listen to them, except you should listen to the ones that Sharon and I introduce and host read, because that helps us a lot.
Yeah, we want more host-read ones, don't we? Don't
Yes,
you
we
want
do.
to advertise on the 80s TV ladies? Please
Yes.
advertise on the 80s TV ladies.
We like to
Your
advertise.
audience is out there. We have an audience. They're
We do.
listening.
We do. And I love our advertisers. I need to shout out our advertisers. Grits with the Side of Murder,
Fun.
who advertised with us this year. And I'm now a little bit addicted to their
Yeah.
show.
Fun.
And BeTheDisruptor.com, which was so that was our first host-read ad. I want to thank those guys for being part of our season 2. And we look forward to new partners and more old partners for season 3.
That's right. Be the disruptor.
BeTheDisruptor.com.
Yep.
And I want to thank all our listeners for telling their friends about a podcast. I met somebody the other day and was like, oh, a friend of mine told me about your podcast.
Oh, yay.
And it was very exciting.
That is exciting.
It was kind of a friend of a friend,
I love it.
but I hadn't talked to them in a while. And they were like, oh, Bonita told me all about it.
Oh, that's
I'm
great.
listening. It's great.
And my friend from college found me.
Yes, Melissa's
Wow.
a lot of Melissa's friends, quote unquote, from college have been tracking her down through the 80s TV
I'm
ladies.
like, how in the world did you find me on the 80s TV ladies? But they did.
That is good. This is another fan request. We will be launching a store. So on Patreon, actually, if you're a patron at a certain level, you actually get access to the Patreon store, which is only through Patreon. And you can now get a mug if you're at a certain level. You get free digital stuff, but you actually now are going to get, products to put on your shelf and
Merch.
on yourself.
Merch.
Yes, merch, they call it.
Yes.
80s TV Ladies merch is coming, finally. And so we're launching the Patreon store first, I think. And then, but we will be launching an actual publicly facing store. And fans will be able to just get a T-shirt of 80s TV Ladies. So tell us what you want your T-shirt to be, what T-shirts we should make for you to wear, and products, really, more products.
Yeah,
Doesn't have to be a T-shirt.
We're
Could
open
be
to
a pen.
suggestions.
Pen.
Our pens are great.
Pens are cool. We have nice pens.
I got some pen. Now, those aren't going to, at the moment, be available in the store.
I won't recommend
Those
pens.
are only promotional at this point. So
Okay.
you have to be handed them or...
What about the mint tins?
The mint tins we're
like-
almost out of.
Yeah, like the pens, those were things that we made for the
Just for that.
40th last year. And those lucky people, hopefully many of them are still listeners, also have those, and we're very complimentary.
Yeah.
I have like 5 10s of those mints left.
Those are cool.
They're very cool. They were a little expensive.
I bet.
But they were very cool. I wanted good mints.
Yeah.
And I think they turned out even better than I thought. Anyway, so if you get a mint tin, you can use it and eat it and keep it forever, or you could leave it unopened.
As a
Because
classic.
right now it's a classic. We won't be printing them again. We won't be making those particular mint tins again.
Someday it'll be worth 50 cents.
I have the original mint 10 from the 80s TV Ladies Scarecrow and Mrs. King 40th anniversary
event.
event.
On it? Oh my God.
I was not kidding around. I wanted those people to have something special.
That's great.
Yeah. So if you want us also at your convention or event.
Yeah, invite us along and we'll bring mints, special mints just for your event.
I don't promise special mints for every event.
Okay. Invite us along. We'll be happy to come there.
We'll bring you pens.
Pens.
Anyway, keep an eye out for that. We're going to have a great year, I think, both in front of and behind the mic.
Do you want to give a sneak out to the Comic-Con? Are you allowed to say that yet? Do you want to talk Comic-Con?
I think I cannot.
Okay. Cool.
But
we'll
maybe we
special.
could. Yeah, maybe we could just leave that part in, and we don't know what we can tell you about Comic-Con.
Maybe.
Yeah.
At the LA Comic-Con, which is coming soon.
It is. Melissa's telling all our secrets. I love it.
Say a thing.
You didn't hush up. All right.
So, listeners, as we've mentioned before, we really appreciate your feedback. So, if you like our show, please make sure to leave us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever platform you use. And you can mention what shows or ladies you'd like for us to cover, whatever other information. But please, you can always reach out to us and find us at 80s TV Ladies. Our website is 80stvladies.com. We're also on Twitter. Our handle is, that's what I'm calling it. It's Twitter. 80s TV Ladies. We'd love to hear from you.
We will be kicking off season 3 on September 18th. So stay tuned. That'll be when we are dropping episode 1 of season 3.
And everybody's got to like it for my birthday present because my birthday's
the day
on the 17th.
after your birthday.
Yes. So for my birthday, give us 5 stars. And
for Melissa's birthday, that's what she wants.
Everyone.
5 stars and 5 patrons.
5 stars, 5 patrons. Okay.
And then Melissa will send you a thank you.
Yes, I will.
If you do that,
a special music list made just for you. I would do that.
You would do that? Make a special list for patrons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sounds like a deal.
Fantastic. So, as always, we hope 80s TV Ladies brings you joy and laughter and lots of fabulous new and old shows to watch, all of which will lead us forward toward being amazing ladies of the 21st century.